Do you want to know if we humans can prevent an asteroid or even comet impact from happening? Yes? Then stay tuned and watch part 2 of this special interview episode. Hello and welcome back to Alex SpaceX Talks. Today with the second part of my interview with the former project manager at ESA, Professor Katrin Altweg. Katrin Altweg is an astrophysicist and member of the International Astronomical Union. She is still best known as the former project manager at the European Space Agency ESA for the Rosina project during the Rosetta mission to the comet Churyumov-Gerasimenko in the year 2015.
Yes, Professor Altweg, many thanks for joining my channel, Alex SpaceX Talks, for this interview and for your time. At ESA, you were the leading project manager of the Rosetta project, which had the goal of sending an orbiter and lander to a comet. In August 2014, the spacecraft called Rosetta reached the comet 67P Churyumov-Gerasimenko and performed a series of maneuvers to eventually orbit the comet. In November 2014, its lander module Philae performed the first successful landing on a comet, though its battery power ran out 2 days after, and communication between the orbiter and lander couldn't be properly restored. If you look back at this historic achievement with your mission team, what was the most impressive moment that you will never forget, and what benefits for us humans resulted from the Rosetta mission?
Well, I was actually the Rosina PI, principal investigator, not the Rosetta.
Mm-hmm.
Rosetta is a NISA mission, so with 10 instruments from all over Europe. I was only responsible for Rosina, the gas mass spectrometer on Rosetta, which I claim it was the most important instrument of all. So for me, there were many moments which I don't forget. First moment was when our instrument really felt the comet. You know, we measured the gas coming from the comet, and you measure for 10 years, you measure nothing, background, and then all of a sudden you see the signal of the comet.
Yeah.
And that was in August 2014.
Yeah.
So then we knew that the instrument was working. And that's quite something after 10 years.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the other very memorable moment was the last day when we crash landed Rosetta on the comet.
Yeah.
Our instrument was still working, and it worked till 6 meters above surface.
Yeah. Wow.
So that was a very emotional moment when we lost contact.
Yeah.
Finally.
And that the mission team failed to regain contact to the lander, that was a minor flaw in the overall success of the mission, you would say, or?
Yeah, the lander counted as one experiment, one out of actually 11.
Yeah, okay.
And we knew from the start that this is a high-risk experiment. So the lander landed at the right spot, but then bounced.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopped on the comet,
Yeah.
and finally was still on the comet. You know, that's not so easy on a 4-kilometer
Yeah, that's true.
Diameter object to stay there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And so that was quite an achievement.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it landed in winter, on the winter hemisphere of the comet, and that's why the batteries were empty after 2 days.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we got some contact back half a year later.
Yeah.
When the lander was in summer, because as on Earth, on the comet you have summer and winter, and that changes. So, so in June 2015, the lander got some energy from the sun, but at that time we had to go far away from the comet because of the dust.
I see.
The comet was very active at that time, so we had to withdraw from the comet with Rosetta.
Yeah.
So there was never a stable communication again with Philae. But still, we heard it, which
Yeah.
was quite nice.
Okay. Yeah, I assume that most of your professional life has been devoted to comets and maybe also asteroids. The double asteroid redirection test DART, where NASA aimed at testing a method of planetary defense against near-Earth objects, was a complete success. The probe was launched from Earth in November 2021, and on September 26 last year, intentionally crashed into Dimorphos, the minor planet moon of the asteroid Didymos. NASA confirmed that the probe had shortened Dimorphos' orbital period around Didymos. The success of the mission has demonstrated that we are able to intentionally send a space probe on a precise collision course with an asteroid. Do you think that NASA and ESA are currently investing enough time into such kind of asteroid missions?
I guess so, yes. You know, what they tried works only for small asteroids, for really small ones.
Mhm.
This asteroid was 5 meters in diameter.
Yeah.
So that's a big stone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But last year we had roughly 20 such asteroids flying relatively close to the Earth.
Mhm.
And if one of them hits the Earth, this could be devastating, depending on where it happens. So
Yeah.
if it happens over Bern or Zurich or New York, that's probably bad. And it would be good to be able to deflect such a small asteroid. But we have to be aware that if the asteroid is much bigger, that will not help.
Yeah.
That's so
Okay.
the asteroid which killed probably the dinosaurs was 12 kilometers in diameter.
Oh, yeah.
So that's another
It's too big for
another
a
number.
tiny space probe like DART.
And then the next problem is a little bit, you have comets, they are much faster
Mhm.
than asteroids, and you detect them probably only half a year or a year before they are here. And because they are faster and because you detect them very late, there is not much we can do.
Oh. Yeah.
So what NASA did is good, and I think there is a follow-up mission from ESA
Yeah.
to see what changes were made by this DART mission. So we will learn about the nature of asteroids,
Yeah.
how their interior looks like, and so then you can assess a little bit what you can do to not only hit them, but maybe explode them or try to push them away or whatever. There are ideas, but first you have to know how such an asteroid looks like in the inside.
Yeah. And yeah, talking about potential asteroid impacts again, we know various impact scenarios from different Hollywood movies like Armageddon, Deep Impact, or Melancholia. And you said that maybe the grace period to react if such an asteroid or comet hits Earth is maybe half a year. So you really think that asteroids and comets are posing an imminent threat? And the current state, maybe with technology, what could we as humans do to prevent such an impact?
Well, if I think asteroids are easier because you can follow an asteroid trajectory orbit for quite some time and know where it flies by. You have time. Probably you have time before a big asteroid hits. So that, and I mean 10 years or more.
Yeah.
But comets, I think that's hopeless.
Okay.
Just if it hits, it hits. There is not much we can do.
Okay.
And it will hit eventually, maybe
Yeah.
maybe in 100 years, maybe in 50 million years. So we don't know,
Okay.
but it will happen.
Yeah.
But there are other things which will happen where we can't do anything, like a very big volcano.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and this could also be the end of humanity. So that's we have to be aware that that we will not exist forever.
Well, that was all for today, folks. I hope that you have all enjoyed the second part of this interview. If you have a certain space expert for an interview on my channel in mind, then please let me know in the comments below and I will try to contact him. One thing is for sure, more interviews on my channel will follow. In the meantime, I wish you all a wonderful week and see you soon in my next video. Ciao!